speaking of a team that has, I would have posed the word as the way they play is dominant. And that's the Los Angeles Chargers. They seek to beat you by just dominating you through the entire game. And that's exactly what they were able to do with the Panthers. We'll see. They're facing a team that I would say plays in the exact same way. This Steelers team doesn't make mistakes. They just dominate you in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Keep it simple. Do basically what I want the Bears to do, which is commit to the run and simplify things for your quarterback, relying on having a great defense as well. And this is going to be a great game. So we got Chargers going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. When you have a team at home with a good defense and you have two comparable teams, I typically want to take – and a good head coach, I typically want to take that team. I would take the Steelers. But the Chargers still have Justin Herbert as their quarterback, and the Steelers still have Justin Fields as theirs. And if this game in the fourth – and I'm not trying to – this isn't necessarily a knock on Justin Fields, but if this game comes down to the fourth quarter and I have to choose which quarterback I want in a close game, I'm taking Justin Herbert 100 times out of 100. So I think with that, the quarterback is the X factor in this game. Both teams have similar styles. I think it'll probably be a somewhat low-scoring game. The story with Justin Fields is just trying to keep the ball safe, not turn it over, and he's done a good job of that so far. So this is not a knock on Justin Fields. I should say that again. It's more praise for how good this Chargers team has looked, and they really haven't even had to use Justin Herbert, use his arm that much. So I am going to roll with the Chargers on this one.
I agree. I think the Chargers are going to win this game. I think this is going to be the most exciting, best game of the weekend slate. It's a Harbaugh versus Mike Tomlin. Those are always great games. I think it's going to be a physical, violent game. I'm excited for Alt and Rashawn Slater versus Highsmith and TJ Watt. I think that's going to be really exciting to watch all game long. I do think Harbaugh is going to try and run the ball 35, 40 times if he can. Tomlin, the same thing.
I was going to say Arthur Smith might do the same thing.
Yeah. Interesting point about Justin Fields. So far, he has 0 turnover-worthy plays. We talked about it at the beginning of the year when we were talking about who should start between Russ and Fields. And the reason why we said no to Fields was because we thought he couldn't take care of the football. He looks like a perfect fit in Arthur Smith's offense. And he's just got to keep doing what he's doing. I do love the Chargers defense, though. Mack and Bosa, obviously, but I think the secondary, Derwin James, is very underrated. I think he's one of the best safeties in football. And then they do have some injuries. So look out for their safety. They have a young guy, Elijah Molden's going to probably play a lot because Alohi Gilman is out. He's questionable. So just look out for some injuries, but I think it's going to be a violent game, a fun game to watch. I think it's going to be close to the end, but I do have the Chargers. And then also just want to shout out Quentin Johnson. He's catching the ball. He's scoring touchdowns. I know that's big news for Mike, TCU Factory.
Go Frogs. No, I think that, if Quentin Johnson is able to establish himself as a wide receiver on that team, that's huge. That makes a major difference in terms of their trajectory, in terms of what they're able to do on offense. And like I said, both of these teams are focused on dominating the ball, keeping the ball, running the ball, and then relying on having very solid defenses to then, back that up. And once it comes down to the fourth quarter, I'll need to see Justin Fields win a game from behind before I bet on him in a game like this. So as of right now, I'm cautiously going with the Chargers.